Hey, guys. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Super excited for you to be here with us tonight. Hello to everybody that is here that's going to be joining us in this incredible experience that we're going to have tonight. I'm going to give you guys a second to chime on in. Super excited that we get to leverage technology and be all in the same place at the same time on this beautiful evening, no matter where in the world you are. You guys are here participating in what I believe is going to be some life changing information. I want to encourage you guys to continue to share, get the word out. So many people are looking for what it is that we have, and we're tremendously blessed to be in this space, leveraging technology, maximizing what it is that you guys are going to experience tonight. I love to engage. So as you guys join us, be sure to engage inside of the chat. If you want your name to pop up, there is a link at the top of this video that will allow you to give permission to our streaming platform so that we can actually see your names pop up. We love the interaction that technology is allowing us, no matter if you're in London or if you're in Los Angeles, you get to be here with us tonight. So make sure you communicate in the chat. Let me know where you're connecting in from. I love engagement. I believe that we just learn so much better when we are engaged in our process of learning. And so I'm excited that you are here. I want to give you a moment to invite some guests on with us, somebody that you know, you love, you respect, that you want to travel the world with, perhaps that you want to make some money with, and ultimately just win with, right? So go ahead right now and take a moment and just tag some people. You can literally tag some people into this video, and they'll have access to see it if they're a part of our private group. Congratulations as well. You guys made it. You're on the inside. You have access to our exclusive private community where we get to show you what it is that we do on the back end of this digital franchise that we're excited to be a part of here with Run One. And so I want to encourage you guys right now. First of all, give yourselves a round of applause because you made it. Yes, the world, if they only knew what goes on behind the scenes, I tell you, so many lives would be tremendously blessed. And that's why we're here tonight. So listen, take a moment. Let's get the numbers all the way up before we dive into the meat and potato, the nuts and bolts of this call. I know for me, when I think about the people that I want to travel around the world with and the people that I want to spend some time with on private jets and on yachts and going to exotic islands, those are the people that I tend to call first about opportunities like this, right? So who do you think about when you think about traveling around the world? Because I hope you know that you're in for a treat. I hope you know that you're not in here just to do somebody a favor. And I say that because when I first was introduced to this industry, I wasn't thinking big enough. Honestly, I thought that I was doing the young lady a favor who introduced me. There was not the social proof like there is now to what it is that this world can offer about having access to a digital franchise. And if I could be very transparent and honest, I didn't even know if I could afford a digital franchise. When I think about franchise, typically we're talking about a lot of money that most people just cannot afford to even entertain the conversation of. And we'll get into more of that in just a moment. But, once again, go ahead and share. If you are a current franchise owner, go ahead and make sure that you're putting this information into your chats and in your groups so that no one misses what it is that I'm going to provide on today. Let's dive into this information, guys. First of all, congratulations again. Welcome. You made it to the right place. You're here at the right time. And I believe that what you're going to hear over the next few moments is going to be life-changing for every single person who applies what it is that they're hearing on today. I want to encourage you guys to pull out a pen and a notepad because a lot of times we attempt to leave things up to memory, but I believe that a short pencil is greater than a long memory any day. So take some notes down so that at the end of this call, you're really positioning yourself to make a decision that could potentially change your life for the rest of your life. Make sure that you're taking notes so that you can put yourself in a position to make a decision. Somebody put MAD in the chat. Put MAD in the chat. MAD. Put MAD in the chat. Go ahead and put MAD in the chat. For us, it's an acronym and it stands for make a decision. And honestly, what I had to learn is that this is a skill. Like you have to learn how to make decisions. Most adults are going through life and they don't have to make big decisions anymore. They know exactly what time they need to wake up. They know exactly what their, tasks are on their job. They know exactly what they got to do. And so a lot of times when you become an adult, you stop making decisions, and believe it or not, some people stop knowing how to make a decision. You ever been to a restaurant with somebody and, somebody asks them what they wanted to eat or what they want to drink, and they have to literally stare at the menu like, the menu is not that extensive, sis. Like, it's only so many items on there. But for some people, when it comes down to making a decision, a lot of times what they do is this is where they then go to calling other people in and they say, well, what do you think? And what's happening if we deal with the foundation of what's going on is that person may be struggling with just making a decision. So go ahead and type MAD in the chat. Yes, MAD in the chat. It doesn't mean that you're mad. It means that you are positioning yourself right now to make a decision. This is one of the most powerful skills that you can ever have in your life, because you are going to have to decide. Forget relinquishing your power, relinquishing your ability to decide to somebody else by saying, hey girl, what you think? I want to know what you think. Before you ask anybody else what they think, tonight, I want you to be in a position to take down some notes. And as we're going through this experience together, I want you to write down what you're thinking. Write down the information, but also write down what you're thinking in that moment so that you can begin to give yourself the permission to think, the permission to decide, and not have to ask somebody else what they think in order for you to think. Okay, is that fair? Are we ready? Are we ready? We're going to have a really good time tonight. We want to maximize our time tonight. So let's dive on into why we're here and why I believe this is probably one of the most important conversations that we're going to have. Just a little bit about who we are, guys. We'll focus on who we are, what we do, and we'll spend most of our time focusing on what's in it for you. First of all, who we are Run One. We are an amazing community that's really excited to offer you access to a digital franchise opportunity. Everyone that you see before you are really passionate about this mission that we are on to impact nations and generations around the world. We're on a mission to actually help 1 million families. Just put 1 million in the chat right there. That's a big, juicy goal, right? And if it was something that we could do by ourselves, you probably would not be here. Let's just put it like that. The person who invited you to this experience with us today, they really believe that you have such a big, bold desire, that you have such juicy goals, that they want to put you in a position to be able to reach those goals, because we know that inside of this community, we have access to something that we have been excluded from. I want to make sure you guys understand the foundation before we go even into this any further. We have been excluded from a lot of the things that I'm going to share with you on today. And now those are the ones that you're looking at right now. We have access to something that we know was not intended just for us. Now that we have seats at these tables and we have access into rooms where we're talking about digital franchising, and we have access to these franchises that's changing the lives of people, we want to make sure that more people in our community have access. Yes, we can go walk away perhaps and sit on somebody's island, somebody's jet, or an island of our own and sip on pina coladas, but that's not what we were called to do. Here at Run One, our mission is really about unity, right? We're on one mission to impact 1 million families globally, especially in our current economy. And so I'm excited to be on this bold and iconic journey with the fellow people that you see beside me that are all multiple 6 and multiple 7-figure earners that have decided to reach back to help those that are in our community realize that there's an opportunity for them. Is that fair? Are you guys excited about what we're going to talk about? Drop ones in the chat. If you don't know, you will learn. I love engagement. Drop ones in the chat. Continue to invite people onto this conversation, because I believe that if people knew what it is that we had, they would make decisions differently. If they knew that there was an opportunity out here for them, they would make decisions differently. And so I want to help you guys to access something that I've been a part of for the last 7 years. I'm really excited about my journey. Over the last 7 years, I was introduced to a world that I knew nothing about. Just a little bit about me. My name is Dr. China Bethley, originally from New Orleans, Louisiana. I'm a mother, I'm a wife, and I'm excited about what it is that I do as an entrepreneur. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, and I can tell you guys, I've been an entrepreneur most of my adult life. I was introduced to entrepreneurship probably in elementary school, right? I was the girl that was actually selling brownies. I sold candy. I did hair. I was always selling something, because even though it wasn't taught to me, e-commerce wasn't taught to me, I saw that, people got money from people. I saw that people got money from people, and people spent money where they saw value. You guys want to write that down. People get money from people, and people spend their money on where they see value. And I remember being in elementary school and us not having any kind of a vending machine. How many of you sold candy in school? We're the young entrepreneurs that are here, right? We've always had this in us to be creative. I remember selling bowls in school. I would create with my hot glue gun and some ribbon bowls for little girls' hair. I remember selling bowls in school. Anybody sold anything in school, right? If you have children that are creative and wanted to sell stuff in school, I encourage you to back them, get behind them, get behind them, because honestly, it made a big difference for me. If I'm very transparent with you, one of the reasons that I decided to start selling things is because I recognized that the playing field wasn't even. I recognized growing up in New Orleans that, sometimes my mom working 2 and sometimes 3 jobs and still were not meeting. And I didn't know what that term meant as a little girl, but I knew that when I wanted a new pair of shoes, sometimes I had to wait months for it. I knew when I wanted something new to wear, like I saw some of the other kids at school, it wasn't something that was always available to me. And so what I decided to do is say, man, maybe I can make my own money so I could get the things that I want. And mind you, I'm talking about elementary school. Anybody ever went through that? And so those entrepreneurial skills begin to kick in as a child. I didn't even know what the word entrepreneur meant, but I can tell you, I knew how to be creative enough to put my hands on some money. And so right now, guys, having access to what we have now is just a beautiful, beautiful way to tap into what I call free enterprise. Free enterprise, allowing you to create your own schedule. We'll get into that in just a moment, and really live life on your own terms. And so, I'm a wife, I'm a mom, I'm an author, I'm a lifetime achievement award winner, receiving that from our 44th president, Barack Obama. I'm a global ambassador to the United Nations. Truly, guys, I'm a leader in God's kingdom before I'm a leader anywhere else. I love the iconic and bold journey and assignment that he has me on to really impact the world, nations and generations around the world. And, I've been blessed to experience some great things. In 2008 and in 2009, we were going through a recession. Anybody remember the 2008 and 2009 recession? The real estate market was collapsing. Banks were merging, very similar to what we're seeing happening right now with the banking system. And I can remember as a hairstylist doing hair, because I have a background in cosmetology, my clients, many of them were in the real estate industry, whether they were agents or brokers, whether their husbands were contractors, or whether they were interior designers, some kind of way. A lot of my clients was involved in real estate, directly or indirectly. And when the real estate market was collapsing, I was indirectly affected to what was happening. That means that my clients wasn't coming to get their hair done as often. That means that they were not really making the money. And so my income was affected. My back was against the wall. And one of my clients introduced me to the networking industry, an industry that eventually changed my life. But in the beginning, I didn't know that it was, right? Some of you right now may be listening to this information, and you may be going through some shifts in your businesses, some shifts in your careers, some shifts on your jobs. Well, that's where I was. My back was against the wall. I wasn't making as much money. Finances was tight. And somebody introduced something to me that I probably would not have been open to. But because of the situation economically at that time, I was a little bit more open to listening. How many of you right now are open? Just write the word open. If you're open for a shift, if you're open for a change, if you're looking for opportunity, you want to invite increase into your life. Right? Write the word open. If you're ready to invite increase into your life, write the word open in the chat, because sometimes when the seed is sown, if it's not sown on soil that's fertile, the seed could be sown. But if it's sown on concrete, we know that the sun is just going to fry it, right? It's going to wither away. And so I want to encourage you by typing the word open for you to begin to open up your mind, your heart, right? Open up your mind and your heart to receive something on today. You are actually here not to do someone else a favor, but you are here because they're doing you a favor. And see, I had to open up my mind to understand that 15 years ago when I was invited. See, I was invited into a presentation similar to this. And when I was invited, my mindset was kind of closed. Though I was experiencing lack in my life, though I needed abundance in my life, though I needed an opportunity in my life, if I'm very honest with myself, my mind was kind of closed. Why was it closed? It was closed because I was going through restriction. It was closed because I was going through, tough financial times. And a lot of time when life is happening, though you want to get out of those situations, sometimes you could close yourself up being hardened to what you're dealing with. I was really a product of my environment and my experience at the time. And so, though I should have been open, I was negatively closed because all I could think about is how much money I needed to pay the bills. All I could think about was what was due. All I could think about is I couldn't even see the opportunity in front of me initially, because all I could think about was what was behind me. All I could think about is the debt that I was in. All I could think about was the lack that I was experiencing. Am I relating to anybody right now in my transparency? Because in that time, guys, God was about to shift my entire life. And I could have missed it if I would not have opened up a bit. And so I remember being a part of a presentation similar to this, and it was breaking it down to me. And in the beginning, the first 30 minutes, I probably wasn't tapped in at all because my mind was closed. But as my mind began to open up, I recognized that this could be the blessing that I really needed. I recognized that this could be exactly what I was looking for. And so, guys, I can tell you I was able to make $1 million from a decision that I made when I didn't even have money to make the decision. Somebody better put some fire emojis in the chat for that. I made $1 million from a decision that I made that I could not even financially afford to make. What does that mean? That means tonight somebody's listening in here that may be looking for something and you don't even know you're in the right room. That means that tonight somebody that's in here may be praying about something and you don't even recognize that this is the answer to your prayer. But what my prayer is for you tonight is that your mind will be open enough to receive, your heart will be open enough to receive the deposit, that the soul will begin to soften, right, and become fertile, so that every word that's spoken that is for you, that you will receive it, and that a harvest will come from it, right? When I made the decision in 2008 to get into this networking industry, I didn't even have the startup money to get started, right? It takes money to make money. We all know that. We're all adults here. It takes some type of investment to make money. Well, I didn't even have the money to invest. What if I would have walked away because I didn't have the money? Some people on this presentation right now, you're here, but by the time we start talking about what's required, some of you are going to walk away, right? Like I could have done, because sometimes we can only see as far as we can see. If I would have walked away saying, well, I can't afford it, then I probably would not be here with you guys today. That decision that I made in 2008, 18 months later, I was earning $1 million from that one decision. Why? Because I want you to understand this right now. It's free to make a decision. It's free to make a decision. What did you say? I say it's free to make a decision. It doesn't cost you anything to just decide, right? So making a decision is free, though I still had to come up with the resources. And so, I made that decision in 2008 to get involved. I didn't know where I was going to get the money from. I didn't know how, but I believe that it's something interesting that happens, that when you go into partnership with God, right? When you decide to take the leap of faith, the step of faith, somebody said just a step. We ain't even leaping yet. This was just a step. I just needed to step forward, right? I knew what my situation was. I just needed to step forward, and God met me right as I stepped out. And so lo and behold, guys, fast forward, 15 years later, guys, millions and millions of dollars have been earned in this industry because I decided to move forward and continue to make one decision after another. Here we're in London in front of the Buckingham Palace. I was able to, by the grace of God, take my team to London. I'm here actually in South Africa. I don't know if you guys can see this down here. Wait a minute, I probably need to do it on this one. I don't know if you guys can see it down here on this screen, but I'm actually rubbing a cub in South Africa, okay? This is the Lifetime Achievement Award that I received from Barack Obama, our 44th president, in 2017. I'm speaking on stage right here in London. Over here, my husband and I, we are actually we're in Turkey. We had dinner in London and breakfast in Turkey. Here we're spending some time in Abu Dhabi after being in Dubai. You can't see it here, but it was probably our third or fourth time taking the kids to Disney. Somebody say freedom. Today's presentation really is about freedom. Yes, it's about you having access to a digital franchise, but what it's really about is freedom. Let's get into a little bit about what we do, right? Take down some notes about this. What we do. What we do is help you to get to the right side of money. You guys ready to have a money conversation? Write the word money in. What we do is help you to get to the right side of money. We want to position you from wherever you are right now in your life, wherever you are right now in this quadrant to get to the right side of money. And we want to show you how to leverage trillion-dollar industries. We'll get into that a little bit more in just a second. So what do I mean when I say the right side of money? Well, let's talk about the left side first. Take some notes. Write this down. The left side of money is where 95% of the world's population is. The left side of money is what 95%, this represents 95% of the world, not 95% of the US, but 95% of the world's population is right here on the left side of money. They are employees and they're self-employed. Right? Go ahead and write what you are. If you're an employee, put an E in the chat. If you're self-employed, put an S in the chat. Right? This is Robert Kiyosaki's cash flow quadrant. This is not something that I created myself. This is not my philosophy, but I can tell you it's simplified exactly the way money is generated. So there's nothing wrong with being on the left side of money, except that there's only 5% of the wealth there. So it doesn't really matter what you do for a living, how much you enjoy it and how much you love it. If our conversation tonight is about generating wealth, then our goal has to be to get to the right side of money. Why? Because 95% of the wealth is on the right side of money and only 5% of the world's population is there. So no matter who you are, no matter what you've been taught, because I share with you guys, most of my upbringing was in public school systems. Nothing wrong with the public school systems, except that they don't necessarily teach you about generating wealth. They teach you how to become an employee. How do I know? Because most of you can finish my statements. We were all taught to go to school to get a good education so that we can get a good what? Go to school to get a good education so that you can get a good what? You guys could finish that statement. I know there's a small delay here, but we all know that the end of that statement is so that you can get a good job. So our educational system has taught us all, no matter what city you were born and raised in, no matter what state you went to school in, no matter what country you're in, we were all taught to go to school to get a good education so that you can get a good job. Well, then who is going to teach you how to actually start a business, right? So you have 60% of that population that are employees, they're trading their time for dollars. You have 35% of that population that are self-employed. Now they go from having a job to owning a job, having a job to owning a job. In this category right here, guys, people are self-employed, like your lawn care providers, like your cosmetologists, like I was. If I didn't show up to do the client hair, I didn't get paid. That's it. That's it. If I didn't show up to do the client hair, I wasn't making no money. Now, here's what I found very interesting. The doctor and the lawyer is also in this quadrant. See, this is as far as our education went. As high as our education went as it relates to the desire was to be a doctor or a lawyer. If I would have told my parents that I wanted to be a doctor or a lawyer, oh my gosh, that was like the pinnacle of success in my household. Can anybody else relate? Right? And so being self-employed as a doctor means that if the surgeon doesn't show up to do the surgery, the surgeon doesn't get paid. No different than a lawn care provider not showing up to cut the grass or landscape the yard, right? And so our goal is to help you to get to the right side of money, because this is where the wealth is. 95% of the world's wealth is on the right side of money. So everything concerning developing and establishing wealth should be about becoming a business owner. Right? So here's how it goes. Most people start off as an employee. They recognize that they want a little bit more time freedom. They become self-employed. From being self-employed, they realize now everything is on them so that they want to develop systems. Now they become a business owner to generate more cash flow so that they can become an investor. Does that make sense? Put ones in the chat if that makes sense. Because at the end of the day, you're going to definitely need some capital to invest. I know some people right now who know what we do. We trade in the largest financial markets in the world. And a lot of them, they want to jump straight to investing. And that sounds good, except that let me just be very transparent with you. If you're going to be in this category right here, just type in the chat, how much do you think it would cost to invest in any typical investment? If you were thinking about investing some money into anything, I don't care if it's real estate, the money markets, I don't care if it's an oil well, whatever it is, how much money do you think you're going to need to invest? Most people know that for some investments, it's millions of dollars, some is thousands, tens of thousands of dollars. So if you're not financially in a position to invest, you got to start right here as a business owner. And this is what I want to focus on. I want to focus on how you can become a business owner and how you can become an investor in some industries that's already very, very lucrative, because once again, 95% of the wealth is here. And only 5% of the world's population is here, right? So let's get into what some of those things are that you can do. Let's talk about some of the franchises that you're familiar with. When we talk about how much you think that you would have to invest, let me see what you guys are saying. Merlan says she thinks it would be about $300,000 that she would have to invest. I mean, that's respected, because where do you think you could invest $50 or $100 and you're going to get a return on your investment? Most people would never even think of that. So here's what McDonald's is saying. McDonald's says if you want a franchise at McDonald's, you need $45,000 just for the franchising fee. Thank you so much. And then you need about $1 to $2.2 million for your initial investment. Taco Bell is saying, yeah, that $45,000 franchising fee sounds perfect, but then you're going to need 1.7 to 2.6 million for your initial investment, not total investment. Your what? Initial investment. Don't go nowhere. You're on the right call. Don't let these numbers frighten you, because I'm going to show you how technology has simplified this, even the playing field, and made it affordable and available for the masses. Subway, well, you need a smaller franchising fee, just $15,000, but you're going to need $150,000 to $328,000 for your initial investment, not your total investment. Chick-fil-A, $10,000 for your franchising fee, but you're going to need anywhere from $265,000 to $2.2 million. And they want a larger state. They want 15%. Don't be confused. Like, oh, wow, Chick-fil-A only want 10,000. Yeah, they want a smaller front end so they can get you on the back end. Okay. All right. So this is what franchises, traditional franchises look like. This is what our franchises look like. Okay, let's talk about the products that we offer and why you would want to wrap a franchise around what I'm about to share with you. Right? When we talk about this TBX, what is TBX? TBX is something called time-based trading. It's like trading options in the market, the financial markets that we've been using AI technology for a decade, right? To help us to trade inside of these markets. These are the products that we wrap franchises around because these products are in high demand. Tonight, I want to get you to think like a boss. Right. So much of what we were taught teaches us to consume. All we want to do is be a consumer. All we want to do is be a customer. Now it's time to think about a legacy. Somebody type legacy in the chat. Now it's time to think like a boss. You want to create generational wealth. You want to get to the right side of money. Sometimes when you talking like this, guys, one of the things that I encourage you to do is go ahead and just shift your posture. You should be sitting up. Some information cannot even be received and retained if your body structure and posture is laying a certain way, right? Your emotion is connected to your motion. So I encourage you to listen. We talk about legacy talk right now. You want to have good posture for this. You want to make sure that you are posturing and positioning yourself to receive this information, right? You want to make sure that as you're listening to this, that you don't slip into only thinking about how you can consume it, but how you can leverage it for your legacy. Right. So we have the time-based industry. This is options. This is market trading. So many people are looking to learn how to trade inside of these markets. This is a $14 billion annual industry. So when you think about starting a franchise, what type of franchise would you want to start? You got the foreign exchange market. Guys, this is a $6.7 trillion daily market. I've done the statistics for you. This is a $6.7 trillion daily market. Daily. This is all the money in the world move through these markets. Guys, the digital currency market, crypto, blockchain technology, metaverse, Web3. This is the $4.5 billion annual market. This is the new kid on the block. The largest adoption of any technology in human recorded history is right here in digital currency. It's the newest kid on the block and already 4.5 billion, and only a small population of the world is even familiar with what the heck digital currency is. like Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. The stock market is a $553 billion daily market, trading all the stocks in the world. Why not wrap a franchise around industries that people are already looking for? What type of business should you start? You should start a business that's in high demand. What type of, listen, I encourage you to find out the businesses that are in high demand. You start that type of business, and then you take the money from the business that you make and you go do the things that you enjoy doing. Some of you are starting business just because you like something, and that's cool. But what I would encourage you to do is take the profit and go spend your money on what you like. But you start a business based on what's in high demand. You know, the travel industry is a $2.3 trillion annual industry. Why would you? This is where you want to create a franchise around travel. Why? Because $2.3 trillion annually is spent. The e-commerce industry is a $6.4 trillion annual industry. You want to wrap a franchise around this e-commerce industry. Why? Because $6.4 trillion annually is spent globally. The social media industry is a $231 billion industry. You want to wrap a franchise around that. Why? Because $231 billion is spent annually. And when we're talking about mindset, ladies and gentlemen, guys, that's priceless. Mindset is absolutely priceless. There's no amount of money that you can actually say that mindset is really worth. It's priceless. It's helping you to develop the mind that's going to allow you to actually create the legacy, right? It's helping you to develop the mind that's going to allow you to create the legacy. So let's talk about this really quick. I want to share something with you on why you will want to maximize what's happening inside of the financial markets. You know, why would you want to maximize the things that's going on inside of these financial markets? Hopefully you can see this on the screen. It says that Goldman Sachs predicts that 300 million jobs will be lost or degraded by artificial intelligence. So that means 300 million jobs are going to be lost or degraded by AI. And we're sharing with you right now that you get to wrap a franchise around us leveraging AI. Most people are afraid that AI is going to take their job. We're saying don't be afraid that AI is going to take your job. Simply position yourself to leverage this AI technology. Position yourself to get at the forefront of how you could put AI to work for you. And I'm going to show you how we're putting AI to work for us. So why would you want to wrap a franchise around these industries? Because the world is looking for solution. The world is looking for solutions, and we have the solutions to world-class problems. Let's talk about this, guys. Why would you want to wrap a franchise around these money markets? Because look at what Bloomberg is saying. Bloomberg is talking about how BRICS are preparing to replace the US dollar in foreign trade. You may not understand everything about this, but this is why our product is so attractive. Why? Because the masses of people are looking to run to see, what does this stuff mean? What does it mean that they're talking about replacing the dollar in foreign trades? You know, one of the things that I want you to see right here is the Chinese yuan has already overtaken the US dollar as China's most used cross-the-border currency for the first time ever. Y'all, this is some pretty big news that the rest of the world is not even paying attention to. Guys, so many people in the world are focusing on being entertained. Meanwhile, you got countries preparing to come together. 70% of the trade deals between China and Russia are now being settled by the yuan and the rubles and not the US dollar. Y'all, we don't know a world where the US dollar wasn't the dominant currency. We don't know the effects that that's going to have on us and our family and our well-being. And now we have a solution. 19 countries submit requests to join BRICS. BRICS is an acronym. It stands for Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. They wanted to come together, and they have, to challenge the US dollar's dominance. What do you think is going to happen when the world recognizes what's going on, what do you think is going to happen? I can tell you guys right now, the testimonies that we have inside of this Run One network is amazing. Here's some of the testimonies of what people are experiencing working with us. Why would they want to do this? Because now they don't have to work a job to get paid. Remember, I told you $300 million based on Forbes. Goldman Sachs predicts $300 million. These are credible sources based on Forbes that could be eradicated by AI technology. Why would you not in this time decide that in a day that you could trade inside of the market what looks like 10 cents and turn it into $400? This is Merlan's testimony. She says, thank you, Lord, for the skill set. Merlan is on with us tonight. Merlan is a part of the Run One community. Look at what she said. She took what looks like 10 cents is really $1 and turned $1 into $400. She took what looks like 3 cents. It's really 30 cents and turned it into $9. She took what looks like 10 cents and turned it into $95. Another what looks like 10 cents, because you'll learn what this means when you have access to our product, and turned it into $300 for a $776 day. What do you think is going to happen when the rest of the world recognizes that their jobs is up for grabs by AI technology? They're going to look for a solution. Somebody say solution. We have a solution to a world-class problem. Somebody's not going to make $776 this whole week on their job. Somebody's not going to make $776 for 2 weeks on their job. But in one day, this one person was able to leverage, somebody say leverage, these markets to make money inside the market. Let's go somewhere else. We got Yarneezy Russell here, guys. Look at these accounts. What looks like 10 cents. Okay, look, I love seeing this because this is important for you to know. Not every trade that you get in, even leveraging our AI, is going to be a win. This is important. It's a skill that you're developing. He took what looks like 10 cents here, turned it into $109. Another 10 cents, $131. Another 10 cents and turned it into $142 for a profit of $356. A $356 profit for that day. Look at this testimony here, right? Congratulations, Kawana just got paid $1,112 in one day from learning the skill. So do you think people are going to want to learn how to earn independently? Do you think people are going to want to learn how to earn independently? I do. I believe people in this current economy are looking for what we have. So let me share with you how you can gain access to this amazing franchise, so that as people are wanting to learn how to earn inside of this economy, leveraging AI, you could be right there. Here's another view of what it looks like, the industries that we have access to. All of them are billion and trillion dollar industries. So if you wanted to start a business, what type of business would you start? Well, you want to start a business where you don't have a lot of upfront overhead. Let's start there. All right. Let's talk about our partner company. We partnered with a company because they were number one in the world. The Run One network said, if we're going to partner with a company to leverage AI technologies, to leverage the largest financial markets in the world, we have to partner with a company who has skin in the game. We decided to partner with the number one company in the world, I Am Mastery Academy, because it had already accomplished $1 billion in revenue. It had already accomplished having customers in 20 countries around the world. It had already accomplished 1 million students that learned on this platform. And it's one of the largest online learning platforms in the world. So another reason we decided to partner with the company is because they had an undeniable compensation plan. Undeniable compensation plan. What does that mean? If you're in business for profits. You want to deliver a service of value so that in turn you can reap a profit. This is the stuff that we were not taught in school. So sometimes having this conversation for some people is uncomfortable. When I ask culturally, as I travel to different countries, about this topic, some cultures are uncomfortable with conversations about generating wealth because they were not taught. They were not taught that it's okay to deliver value and receive a profit. So they give away all their value for nothing. You know how many industries make money off of the Black culture, just off of the creativity of the culture? And some of the people in the culture are uncomfortable with receiving a profit, though they're giving value. So what this company says is when you decide to build a digital franchise, the company is going to pay you for promoting premium courses that you don't have to create. See, I can tell you right now, I'm a coach and I create courses. And the courses that I create, I got to market the courses. I got to create the courses. I got to create the platform that the course is going to be housed on. And only the results and the testimonies and the reviews from the courses that I create, I get to promote. Well, you guys get to promote from the millions of customers that have already come through these courses. You get to promote from all of the success that's already happening. And this company says that as you promote, we're going to give you a hefty front end. We'll talk about that in a moment. Every time somebody says yes to our all impact, yes, you're going to get $100. Imagine sharing this with 3 people that say yes, and you make $300 off a product you didn't have to create. Imagine 3 people saying yes in 1 week, and the company says we're going to give you an extra $100. And so now you've earned $400 off of inviting people to a call like this. When I made my first $1 million in the midst of a recession, it was because I learned how to leverage information that other people were sharing. I got my membership and I leveraged information that other people were sharing. I leveraged things that people already wanted. You don't have to manufacture the product. And so on the back end, the residual side of the compensation plan, in addition to the upfront money that you're going to get, when you have a team of 3 people, you got your upfront money for them saying yes. So you got your immediate money in your pocket. But now we're going to build residual over time. 3 people say yes, you got an additional $150. They're going to pay you out every single week. As that 3 grows to 12, how is it going to grow to 12? Because when people have access to $500 days, $1,000 days, $5,000 days, they cannot keep it to themselves. On their journey for themselves getting there, they're telling other people to join the community to come see. Listen, you say you just got laid off, you need to come see this. You say you want to buy a house this year, you need to come see this. You said that you're planning for a wedding, you need to come see this. You said that you want to travel more, you need to come see this. They can't keep it to themselves. So when that 3 grows to 12, you're now making an additional $600 a month that's paid out to you every single week. Now, when that 12 grows to 30, you're making an additional $1,000 a month. How many people could use an additional $1,000 a month? And anybody else can use, listen, I don't care how much money I make, I could use additional. Don't talk about multiplying. You could definitely multiply it, right? When that 30 grows to 75, now because your team, now we're talking about leveraging, y'all. Just like you leverage social media. How many of you right now got 75 people that's following you on social media? They're only following you though. What if you had 12 people helping you to get to the number 75? What if you had 30 people helping you to get to the number 75? How much easier would it be for you to leverage? Now you're making $2,000 a month, but guess what? $500 is paid out to you every single week. Now, when that 75 grows to 225, you're making the kind of income that somebody had to go to school to get a degree for. You're making now $5,000 a month. That's $60,000 a year. That's $60,000 a year. Y'all, somebody went to school and got into debt, and they still may not even be making the $60,000 a year. Now, when that 225 grows to 500, you're making $10,000. That's a month, y'all. That's $120,000 a year. You are now officially a 6-figure earner. You're making at least 6 figures. Why? Because you decided to leverage what? What was in high demand? What's in high demand right now? Some of the most popular Google searches, people want to learn how they can trade inside the financial markets. They want to learn about cryptocurrency. They want to learn about e-commerce. They want to learn about social media. They want to travel around the world. They want to gain access to mindset. They want to know more about stocks. So what type of business should you start? One that pays you every single week. That's number one. I've been in this company 7 years. Currently, I'm at a Chairman 100 position. Every single Friday is payday. Today is Sunday. 2 days ago, I got my pay every single Friday. Every member that's here was paid on Friday who's a franchise owner, who's building and working this business. But the compensation plan goes all the way up to $750,000. And this is not just for decoration. We have people who are at every single one of those positions here. Right now, we have such a demand of customers coming in because there's two things. There's customers who just want to consume the product. And then there's the business builder, right? The franchise owner who wants to leverage the industries. Which one are you? And it's okay to be both, but it's very important for you to know who you are. Are you the person who has the liquid to invest the amount of money that's required to become an investor? Because if you're not and you know you need to make more money, our AI technology is very accurate, but I can tell you most investments require disposable income. So as you're making that decision, if you need some upfront money, as I shared with you guys before, we have an amazing opportunity for you to get upfront money. Some people that get started and they're making money right away. Why? Because they're going to invite somebody back to this call that we're going to have on Tuesday night. They say, wait a minute, technically you guys going to do the work for me? You're going to explain that stuff to them like you explained it to me? Oh, I'm just going to invite people in here. So basically what you're doing is getting paid to invite. Guys, this is the simplest thing I've ever heard before in my life. But that's not it. When you select our TLX Academy and leverage our all-in package, we want to give you access. We want to give you access to traveling around the world. We don't want you to just work hard. We want you to enjoy the fruits of your labor. So we're going to give you access to 10 free vacations over a 10-year period. This is why we're looking for people to help us to expand in different markets. We're looking for key leaders that we can put in position to help us expand because we're expanding into your area. And we're looking for people with leadership skills, people who want to be leaders and influence certain markets. And your reward, right, for being a part of it year one, guess what? We want to take you to Ibiza of Mexico. Ibiza of Mexico, absolutely free when you are a member for an entire year, 12 complete months. Guys, you get to be rewarded going with us to Ibiza or Mexico. You get to choose. I believe year two, what is year two? Year two is Miami, because we have people in other countries that want to come to the US, Paris or Thailand, okay? Miami, Paris, or Thailand, year two. Year three, guess what? Costa Rica or Greece, right? Costa Rica or Greece, year number three. Wait. Hold up. Run that part back. What are you saying to me? What I'm saying to you is when you get started with us and you become a member of our all-in experience, I'll share with you in just a moment, or our travel experience, after being a member for 12 months, automatically you get a free vacation. Now, why would you want to be a member of this particular travel club? Because all throughout the year, you're going to earn up to 60% off of your regular hotels, your regular hotels, your regular car rentals, your regular yacht experiences. If you want to do a yacht and take a yacht out, if you want to have a mansion for a retreat, you're going to get 60% off because you have access to this exclusive membership, because membership has its privileges, right? So now you have access to go to Greece. Then the next year, year four, Amalfi Coast, right? You got option in year four. Let's see what we got. Amalfi Coast or Iceland. Year five, Monte Carlo or the United Kingdom. Y'all, most people have worked on their job for 10 years. Ain't nobody never gave them nothing for free. You get a free vacation. Yes, a free vacation, all inclusive. You and a significant other get to go. So you and one more, this is all paid for simply because you are a member for 12 months. So what about all the other products? Oh, you get access to every other product. You get access to learning about social media. You get access to learning about e-commerce. You get access to all of this because if you're going to be a franchise owner, you have to know what your product is, right? You're going to get access to learning about the financial markets. Wait a minute. Wait. Back up for a second. You just showed me these things in that Facebook group where people was making $500 a day, $1,000 a day, all this money a day. Is that included too? Absolutely. All of that comes with it. Are you kidding me? Not at all. So what that means is we have AI technology that we've been using to leverage these financial markets. We want to give you access to everything that we offer. And when you go all in, ladies and gentlemen, for $499 one time, $384 monthly. By the way, that's way less than $5,000. I know some people for just e-commerce education, for just about 10 courses, they're paying about $5,000. They have nothing to do with the Forex market, the stock market. They have nothing to do with social media. No, no, no. Just for that one experience. Guys, for $499 to have access to a franchise, $384 a month. The reason we broke it down like this to prevent you from having to pay $5,000 up front. This is amazing. So let me break this down to you again, what you get. You get access to our Forex Academy. You get access to our TBX Academy. You get access to our DCX Academy, our MMX Academy. All of this is our financial markets, learning about foreign exchange, options, cryptocurrency, and stocks. You get access to e-commerce, social media, and everything that I just showed you with travel, as well as our additional strategies, tools, and apps for $499 one time, $384 a month. Not to mention, every time you share one of these packs with someone else, we're going to pay you $100 for every person who decides to become a franchise owner. Every person who says, I want to do what you're doing, the company is going to say, we're going to reward you. This is your business, right? They would not have known about us if you would not have invited them in a group. The company is going to pay you $100. That means if you bring in 3 people, you just made $300 for simply inviting them to hear some information. If you bring in 3 people in 1 week, the company is going to give you an additional $100, which means that you're going to make $400. Now, this is our top package, and I highly recommend going all in. For those of you who understand the value of all in, just put in the chat all in. I can tell you right now, I don't know how they came up with this price point, because I know as a coach, as a mentor, it should have been at least $9,999, at least because of the immense value. But if you needed to break it down, each one of these academies, $249, $249, $249, $249 for our financial market academies. That's well over $499. How did they come up with $499? And you get TLX, and you get a free vacation, and you get e-commerce and social media and mindset. Wait. What? But for whatever reason, if the $499 is not in your budget today, what's most important is that you get started today so that you can maximize today, so that you can start earning today. So if $499 is not in your budget to get started today, then I highly recommend you consider our Empower Pack. Now, our Empower Pack is going to allow you to select at least 2 academies. And what they're going to do is give you a bundle deal. It's a great place to start. It's going to give you a bundle deal of $274 for 2 academies. So if you chose this academy and this one, or this one and this one, it's going to be $274 one time, $249 a month, right? You can mismatch however you like. Okay, that's our second best option for you to get started, because what's most important is that you get started today. You know, one of the things that Tony Robbins always say is that take action at the moment in the place that you make the decision. When you decide, learn to move. One of the greatest things that I can say about the success that God has allowed me to experience is that once I learned what to do, I didn't sit and wait in it. I learned and I moved. I took immediate action, and I began to move into a flow. Now, what I want you to know is we do offer you a scholarship. What does that mean? You decide to go all in right now. You share with 2 people on how they too can have access to what we do. Just as a customer, as a consumer, we're going to actually waive your next month's subscriptions, because the franchise owner is looking for ways to make money. So they're not going to want to stop at 2. But the customer, right, who just wants to learn the information, we're going to give you an opportunity to be able to benefit as well from inviting people to help us to reach our goal. What's our mission? 1 million families. Why? Because we've been excluded from this information. What do you mean? Nobody never told us we could sit at home and turn pennies into dollars. Nobody showed us how to turn pennies into dollars and dollars into hundreds and hundreds into thousands. They only told us to go work a job. So because we're on a mission to reach 1 million people, we even reward the customer. The person who's just consuming the education is going to actually receive a scholarship where their monthly subscription can be waived. That means it's $249 could be waived. You pay $274 one time. You invite 2 people that say yes within a 4-week period. then you don't have to pay your $249 when it's time for your subscription to be paid. You come in for $499, you bring in 2 people for all in, then now it waives your $384 and you don't have to pay the $384 when it's your time for your subscription to be paid. So our scholarship is amazing. Not to mention, ladies and gentlemen, I'm super duper excited because we're going to Cancun, Mexico. We're going to Cancun, Mexico, all inclusive, 4 days, 3 nights on July 9th through July 12th. Now, the price point has changed already, but I want you guys to know we travel together. We have fun together. When you join us, you're a part of a community. You're a part of a network. We don't just trade and make money. We are franchise owners, and we're wrapping franchises around the most lucrative industries in the world, and we love to celebrate together. Now is your time to build your digital empire. Listen, I want to encourage you to get back with the person that invited you to the call tonight. Let them know what you like most about what you heard. Go ahead and tell them what makes the most sense for you. Once again, I tell people all the time when they say, which one should I choose? I say, whichever one puts you in a position to get started tonight. You don't have any more time to delay. You don't have any more time to push your results away from you. Now it's time to pull in the results that you desire. Put yourself in the best position that you can to close out 2023 with power. So with that being said, take a moment right now and get back with the person that invited you and just say thank you. Thank them for inviting you to the call tonight. Thank them for thinking enough of you to share this information with you. Continue to explore the Facebook page. We have an amazing resources here for you. Go look at the testimonies. Go look at how many people are getting started and now are being accepted into our digital franchise. Take a moment to explore some of the past presentations that was shared so that you can make a decision. Remember, we talked at the beginning of this video about making a decision. One of the most important things that you can do is make a decision. I encourage you, let your yes be yes, let your no be no, but make a decision. We look forward to welcoming you inside of the Run One Network. We look forward to helping you to build your digital empire one franchise at a time. Those of you that get started tonight, we would love to welcome you in. So as you guys are getting started, make sure you ask the person that gets you in, hey, I would love to hop on a quick call, with Dr. China. I would love to hop on a quick call with Logic Mix. I would love to hop on a quick call with Garrett Roberts, Mr. Rich Off the Net, Latasha the Boss Chick, Dwayne, Lodge, Meg, Steven said, I just want to hop on a quick call. We just want to welcome you in. So those of you that get started tonight, the Run One leaders would love to just simply say hello and welcome you in to our amazing network and amazing family, because we know that you made one of the most powerful decisions that you could have ever made in your life. With that being said, thanks so much for being on with us. God bless you guys. And we look forward to welcome you inside of the Run One Network. We'll see you soon. God bless and bye for now.